Hello. Good evening. My name is Obin Darko. I want to share with you beyond average. Make a difference. Life is about decisions and choices. A lot of them were made by us. A lot of them were not made by us. But there is something that you can always commit your life to, which is for you to live a life that makes difference at the level that you are. And that is a choice that we have had to make. You can always make a difference in somebody's life. Make a difference wherever you are. You can make a difference in a student's life by helping them to pay their school fees. You can make a difference by starting a business. You can make a difference by being an encouragement to somebody, by being an inspiration to somebody. You can always make a difference with whatever that you have. The thing about life is that a lot of us feel that we don't have anything to offer, and yet we have a lot to offer, no matter the problems that we have, no matter the challenges that we have. There is always something that you can do for somebody to make their lives better. And that is a philosophy that when you have, you see that you start to live a life that is meaningful. You start to live a life that makes sense to you, because life is not just about money, and it's not just about livelihood. It's not just about you and your wife and your children. It's not just about your family. There is always somebody who is inspired to see you. There's always somebody who is waiting to hear a voice, a call from you. There's always that person that you can always help. And so it's a decision, and I think that is what we really need in our country and in our continent, where people can make a decision to commit to a lot of the challenges that we see. The other day I saw a gentleman who is in the media who saw some waste in town, and he took a shot of it, put it on his Facebook, and was asking for the city mayor to to look at his job. And I was like, but what prevents this gentleman to also make a call and just get some waste management waste company and pay them to just move that waste? That would have been a sense of responsibility. So for you to make a difference, you have got to have that sense of responsibility, that whatever problem that is around us, the little that we can do to solve it, we should do it without waiting for another person to come up and solve them, without waiting for the government to come up and solve them. I was very inspired to see a teacher of mine who is so much committed to finishing a classroom in the school that she's teaching, and the passion that she was using to convince me to make a donation. I was so much inspired. And that's somebody who is committed to making a difference. And so when you have a lot of people like that, you see that a lot of changes happen in the community, in the country, just because people try to make a difference wherever they are. Now, a lot of people just think that they are not successful just because financially they are not strong. But from the little I know, financial success is different from the successes in other areas. So you can be a teacher and be very much successful because you are changing the lives of the children. You are inspiring them. You are going from one house to the other in the community, making sure that the children come to school. And one of those children can become anything in the future. You're a policeman and you are making sure that the children in that community are safe. Or people in that community are safe. You are a politician and you are bent on making a difference beyond just what the name that you get for yourself. When people get this kind of consciousness, that's what nations develop. Because making a difference has got to do with adding value to lives, and lives are the most important asset that we have in our country, even in our world. So when you train people, or when people get to train themselves to make a difference, it's a commitment that wherever I am, If I start this business, I will employ this kind of people and save them from doing this. If I have a business, I will let this kind of suppliers come in to help me. And that I'm doing it not just because I'm making profit, but I'm making a livelihood for some family, you know. So that kind of consciousness is what all of us have got to have. You cannot just let your personal problems be the only thing that is most important to you. And that's why your personal problems are still problems. Because until you commit to a life that is higher than your personal livelihood and your work and your job, and why you are always under tension and under stress, it's because you are just trying to live life only for yourself. And yet there are so many people who you can affect, not just with money, but sometimes with sharing what you have with them. Make a difference to somebody. And so decide to live a life that adds value to people's life. Wherever you are, all of us have something to offer. So you decide. It's a decision, it's a choice that we all can make. Just make a decision that I will live a life that adds value to one person, just one. It will be fantastic for this year 2018 just to make one person life enjoyable and meaningful by just you making a decision that I will add value to this person. And you know where you are, what you do, and the kind of people you can help. Some people can help elderly people, some people can help children, some people can help adults, some people can help some business people, soldiers, teachers. You know, whatever that your life is about, you can always make a choice to look at somebody and make a difference. You know, and they don't have to be your family people. So commit to doing something with your experiences. You know, the experiences that you have had. There is always something that you can share with somebody to make their life better. There is always something that you can do to improve another person's life. So believe that your life counts. And there are people who would love to hear your voice and to hear the wisdom that you have and to get their lives improved. Your life counts. Always your life counts, because you have lived something good, bad, painful, joyful moments. Somebody else somewhere is yet to live that kind of life, have that kind of experience. If you have that selfless life, you can always share with somebody. So it can be any area of your life, whatever area that you have expertise, you can always inspire somebody to endeavor on that journey as well, or to take on that journey as well. So even though your financial successes may not be there, and which I think that is where the world is about, where they only judge themselves by the financial successes that they have. It's important. The money makes the world, you know, a lot of things move in the world, but money does not move everything. There are some things that you can do without you having money. You know, if you can call somebody in your house to share just food with, or you can just guess anything. Sometimes it's just an old book that you have that you can give to that young man around the corner, and if he happens to read that book, it will change his life. You know, so it's how life is lived. So if you feel like you're under stress, you're frustrated, you don't know where your life is going, you think that your life is shallow and hollow, it's because you're not trying to add value to another person's life. The moment you decide to add value to another person's life beyond your family, you see that your life starts to get a meaning. And so, you know, whatever you can bring on board, or wherever you bring improvement to people's life, that's where you are really making a difference. You know, and if you live like that, you see that you, even in terms of trying to cut corners and try to be corrupt yourself, you see that there's no meaning to that. Why? Because the little you have, you are trying to help somebody else with. So there's no need to even go and steal to help another person. That itself can make you even shape up your own values and the way you look at life. When you get around to do something, wherever you are, whatever that you do, there's always somebody around somewhere that you can inspire, add value to, and that's what life is about. And that's how you even help nations to develop. You know, so our environment and difficult personal issues should not make you to just focus on only your life ambition, even though it's important. But what is life ambition without influencing people, without adding value to people, without changing lives? What kind of life ambition that you have that will never bring progress to society? You know, so everything that you have got to have has got to be something that will improve life, and that's how you live a fulfilled life actually, when you're helping people that you think need help. And so that is what Africa we really need. That's what we really need. People who are committed to making a difference in the affairs of our country, in the affairs of people's life, of people making a difference, making conscious decision to make somebody else see a brighter day, a brighter life. And all of us, if you track back, there was somebody who was there when we so needed somebody to help us. It could be just a word that they told you that they themselves may have even forgotten, or it could be just some money they sent you. It could be somebody they introduced you to. It could be some idea they shared with you. It could be some difficult moments they shared with you. So you can always make your life meaningful by bringing some value to other people. And that is what life is about. My name is Obin Dako. I'm talking about living beyond the average. Don't just be average. And being average is that you just about yourself and about what you drive, where you live, your career, and your house. You are not ready. You are not really interested in another person. You are not really interested in making the country grow and expand and develop. You are not really interested. Once you have what your life needs, that's all. And I think that is a miserable life. No matter whoever calls you successful, if it's only about you and your wife and your children, that's a limited, average, poor life. You make a difference by bringing improvement to people around the community that you live, the country that you live, a situation that when you get in, you bring improved situation. You are not the one causing the chaos. You are the one who is committed to making somebody a better person. And there is always somebody like that. There is always somebody like that. Whether you go to the hospitals to share food with people, or to share some encouraging words with people, whether you are focused on some widows, whether you are focused on girls who are not, who don't have parents and they are just living anyhow. Things that bring improvement to people, there are many. You can even take, if you are concerned about safety on the road, you can organize symposium for some of these trotro drivers. We keep on saying that government should train, but government has not done it, and they keep killing people. So if you're so much concerned and it's something that you're passionate about, you can train one person, and one person may save millions. So I share the things that I know, the things that I've learned, whether they are good, the bad, the painful moments, the joyful moments, the things that I've learned. That's what I share with people who are dear to me, and people that I know. And so whatever you know, you can share with somebody, because the most important thing that you share with people is the productive knowledge that you have, the love with which you share what you know. And that you don't have to be religious to even do that. The fact that humanity needs that, and you do that. So if you look at the issues, if you are that concerned about the other person and the other person and the other person, the society itself will improve. The society itself will improve. Some people have that natural inclination, but some of us don't have that because of the background. We were taught to just self-focus and become the best, become the doctor, the lawyer, wear the suit, the tie, and only focus about what we want to achieve with our lives. And that's how you miss life, actually. You miss life. Some people say that, you have to just focus and do what you have to do and build your successes. Yes, you build the successes at a point you would want to share the successes. So why do you have to wait till you are successful before you share the little that you have? Because some of them may not be ready by that time that you are ready. Some of them would have been dead. So wherever you are, whatever you are, whatever you're doing, you can always share something with some people. It doesn't have to be 24 hours a day, just one. So people come around, help them, help people, have the good heart to help somebody every day. And that's how life is about. That's how you get to understand life yourself, when you live life beyond only your selfish gains. And so I think life is more joyous when you even create a network of people who have this sense. I have a friend who Whenever you need something that you call him, even if he doesn't have, you say, come around, let's see what we can do. That's a good man. That's a good man. A lot of people will never do that. They say, me, I don't have it. And they will never even follow it up to say, okay, let's see if what I can do something to help. And some of them, they always don't have anything to help you. That is a selfish life. Yet when they need help, they are the ones who are on your door every minute, every day. But once you help them, they never help anybody. I think that's not a life that you live to be great. You know. So my name is Obin Dalko. I am sharing with you Beyond the Average. Don't just be average. Don't live just a script life. You know, just you and your children and your life. That's it. And your ambition and all the courses that you are taking and all the certificate that you're taking. And there's nobody in your diary that you can say that I was committed to helping this child to go to school. I was committed to helping this woman to have a surgery. I was committed to helping this boy not to get into trouble. I was committed to making our society clean. I was committed to helping them to build that road in that village, that school in that village, improving the health sector in that village, improving the water in that village. I was part of this SOS, you know, those things. If we are committed to them, our society will improve. Our society improve. And I think that a lot of us don't do it not because we are bad people. It's because that we are not trained that way. You know, we're not trained that way. So we are not ready to just help another person that readily. I mean, that quickly. Because that's not something that they put in us. They put in us just to focus on our lives and become successful. Personal level. And personal level success is nothing at all. Because if you are the richest man and everybody else is poor, you are a poor man. Because they describe those by, you know, whenever they are describing them, they are talking about you. They look at them and say, this man is coming from this village. You know, because you are the only one shining. And you should not be the only one shining. A lot of people should be shining just because you came into this life. You know, and you don't have to be a millionaire to help people to succeed. Whatever little that you can, just do. And you'll be shocked the differences that you're making in the next 5 years. That child who happens to go to school again will forever be grateful that you were alive. And so decide to live a life that adds value to people's life. Commit to doing something with the experiences that you have had. Don't put everything that you can do for people on hold until you solve all your problems, because all your problems, you may never solve all of them. Nobody solves their problem, all of their problems, before they leave this earth anyway. So every now and then you are going to have a different problem. So if you are committed to just solving all your problems, then when all your problems are solved, you help another person, all your problems will never be solved anyway. So whatever level that you are, there's some bit of successes that you have had. Always, all of us, there's always a success that we have chalked somewhere. And so you don't have to say that I don't know what my life is about. Why should I be concerned of helping another person? And that's how people get to live an average life. You don't have to be that. An average life is a life that is only focused on themselves. They don't help anybody. They don't think about another person at all. They don't think about the country. They don't think about their community. It's always about them. About them. There's nobody that they help at all. At all. And people have been conditioned that way. And I think that's why a lot of poverty spread in communities where nobody cares about anybody. When people get to care, poverty goes down. In any abject poverty, you see selfishness, because people are only trying to survive by themselves. But I don't think your personal problems should overcome your heart to help another person. And so it's a decision, and all of us can do something. All of us can do something to help another person to have a better life. It doesn't have to be only their children, or it doesn't have to be only their husband to help them. It doesn't even have to be only the person they know. All of us can do something to help somebody who genuinely needs help. You know, so don't put off your phone. Don't, you know, there are some people that you can easily see that if I call this person to give him 100 Ghana, I'll be able to start a business. Especially, you see the women who are carrying this orange and pineapple selling all day. Some of them, just 50 Ghana can multiply their capital to expand their business. You can make a decision. Maybe every month I will give one of these women 100 Ghana to expand their business, and they are taking care of their children with that. You know, so some people are trying to make effort. You don't have to even give those kind of money to those people and expect to get them back. Sometimes you just one person, you move around, you buy something and say, this yogurt guy, you give him 20 Ghana and it changes his day. And that's how, and we get to benefit as well, because at a point that you also need critical help, you see that somebody also pops up to give you something just because you are a good person. And I think these are the things that we get to learn. So not everybody is a criminal trying to come to your house to steal. Some people need genuine help. Some of the people who live in the kiosks around your area, some of them just one small bag of something, whether it's sugar or rice, can feed their children for a whole day. You know, and that is what we all have to learn. So don't just be an average person, no matter your profession. You're an average when you are not helping anybody beyond your family. You're just an average man trying to survive. And sometimes the help that you can make, just 100 Ghana for another person, just a book that you share with somebody, just a talk that you share with somebody, can change their life. I remember when we were in secondary school, I wrote to somebody, and I was not sure what to do going to the university. And he said that I think that I was doing pure maths, and he said that I think that you can do engineering, and but if you don't do engineering at all, any course that they will give you in the university is better than not going at all. So, and that advice shaped me. And another time I also emailed a very top person. He's dead now. He was a vice chancellor in our school, and I was asking him, do I do a PhD or I stop? He said, if you want to go into academia and research, then do the PhD right away. But if you want to go into private sector or work, then you just need a basic degree, or maybe the master's is enough. So that is what I think. And the fact that the man replied that email, knowing how busy he was, impressed me so much. He may not even know. I wrote back to thank him, but he may not even know what he changed in my life, you know. And so there are people around, and there are some people who, when you write, they will never even reply you back because they are so busy focusing on their livelihood. So all of us, there are people who look up to us. Take time to look back and offer something to make a difference in people's life, and that's how people get to have their life change, just because somebody had some bit of kindness on them. So it's a decision. So believe that your life counts, and there are people who will be glad to have you, to have just a chat with you, just a statement from you. It will make a day, it will make a difference in their lives, you know. And it can be any area of your life, any area that you know something. There is a national service boy who is very confused knowing what to do, and he has nobody in the family. Maybe he's the first guy who has finished university. You see, when you have people before you, there are a lot of things that you take for granted. But when you are the first one in the family to go to college, people just, the guy whose father was a lawyer, was a doctor, whose siblings are everything, they take a lot of things for granted. But if you are the first one to go to college and you know nobody to ask any intelligent, you know, things that you are doing, some of us, even your course, no, your parents didn't even know the course that you did not even understand the course that you were doing. No, people like that. If you have somebody like that and you can just share some experiences with them, it changes their lives forever. You know, and I think that sometimes people also become bitter because there was nobody to share anything with them, and therefore they don't even know how to share and the benefit of sharing, because they did not get that. And so when you are sharing something with somebody, when you are making a difference in somebody's life, you're also teaching them how to do that as well, and that's how the society gets better. So you don't have to even be just financially strong to make a difference in anybody's life. You can always make a difference wherever you are. Sometimes it's just a call, sometimes it's just a smile, sometimes it's just your old clothes that you are sending to that gentleman in that village, sometimes it's your shoe, sometimes it takes money, you know. So always commit to make a difference, and that's why you teach even the people around you the value of life. You cannot just say you value people and you're not committed to making any difference. So my name is Obendako. I am talking to you about beyond the average. Don't just live an average life. The average life is where you just very nice, it's well dressed, but beneath it is a lot of trouble. Why? Because they are not helping anybody. They are not committed to making difference in anybody's life. It's only about themselves and their children. And that's why they keep having problems all the time, because they can't live. The moment you are committed to helping another person, you even tend to forget a lot of the things that you call problems. Why? Because you get to people and you see what they have got to deal with every day, and you look at yours, and yours you see is nothing. So you may even tend to forget a lot of the things that you call problem, just because you go to other people and you share some things with them, and you got to know the problems that they have to deal with, and you weigh them against yours, and you see that yours is nothing at all. So it's a commitment. Make a commitment that I will make some difference in somebody's life. Not everything is just about business. Sometimes you just have to give somebody some help, not because they will do good work for you, but because of the difference it will make in them being able to take care of their family. They may not even be very good people, very good at their craft, but just because you gave that woman the job that you gave, is helping the woman to take care of the family and the children. And so sometimes you do beyond just the profitability, just beyond beyond the profit or the gains. Sometimes it's beyond just business. Sometimes it has to make somebody's life improve. So it's a conscious effort that you have to make to bring difference in people's life. So make that. It's a decision. Wherever you live, you can always make a difference. It doesn't have to be always the foreigners who come here, especially the Westerners who come here and look at all the poverty and try to help them. We can also take some bit of responsibility and help the people who live in our areas the little way that we can. And I think that is consciousness. It's not because people are wicked. I think that people have not been given this kind of information. People have not been taught that that man who is on the street is your responsibility. It's all our responsibility to make sure that our people live. You work somewhere, some people need document. That's not the point to ask for money before you do it. Just do it out of the service to mankind. And so don't bring all your financial difficulties or your personal problems and let that cloud you. They cloud your sense of humanity. If you promote your difficulties so much, if you raise your problems so much, they cloud your humanity. So you become so self-focused that you don't see anybody else who needs your help, and that's why you continue to have personal problems and what you even call problems. Because sometimes the judgment that you have about what you call problem, it's not that there is a problem. It's actually the way you think about it. It may not be problem at all, but because you are so self-focused, you want to make everything around you very important, so as your problems. So my name is Obin Darko. I am saying that live beyond the average. The average is just about you and your degrees and your work and your salary and you getting the next payment and going to America and Dubai, and everything is about you and your next car and your next house, and you don't even turn around to see the man who is in the kiosk whose life will be changed just because you gave that man 500 Ghana cedis. That business boy, that boy who's trying to set up his business and his capital is that low. If you gave him 50 cedis, 10 cedis, 200, that man may be able to build a business around it. If you go to the market, you see these women who are selling tomato on the floor, or the banana woman, the woman that you buy banana from all the time. Sometimes just 200 Ghana can change her business forever, her life forever. So a lot of us have this kind of capacity. It's just because we think that is not our business, and that is why. So fight. Some people are in a very big league that they can fight for the country to change, but they are still focusing on just the next house that they want to buy, the next girlfriend that they have to take, that the things that can be changed and which they have the ability to change, they don't see. So it's thinking, it's consciousness, it's training. And I think that the peace of life, the happiness of life, the joy of life is bringing difference in the lives of people. That feel, nothing can describe it. Then you see somebody that you help who doing far better today because you made a commitment to improve their lives. You know, that girl who was going to the university, who could have just stopped the school because their parents could not take care of them, and you made a commitment that I will support you. I'll give you a job. I'll give you something. That thing, that humanity, makes a lot of difference. And you are not doing it only for yourself, and you are not doing it only for them, but you are doing it for yourself as well. Because by the time that you need help, somebody else will show up to help you. So all of us have this opportunity. All of us can make a difference with another person's life. It's just the decision to do it, and the decision to say that I'm committed to making sure that the people around me, the little that I can do to make somebody smile, to make somebody's life less burdensome, to make somebody's life less painful, I will do. It's a commitment. And if you decide to do it, you see that your life takes a different trajectory. Why? Because now your mind is even off all the difficulties that you think you have. You know, so commit. You can put one child from your village into school, into university, into primary school, into JHS. Some of them you can send them to go and learn some kind of work. Some of them you can help them to set up after they are finished school. Some of them you can help them to get a job. Some of them you can help them, whatever is important to people. You know, that's what you do. And some of them you can help them by giving them books. Some of them you can help them by giving them tools that will make them better. You know, and that is what people have to do. We all look up to people who have achieved something. I am looking up to people who achieve something. If I can get access to them, you try. You know, but beyond the access, you are also looking at the heart of the person, their willingness to even share their knowledge with you, their willingness to even share what they have with you. Or when you go, they are hesitant and careful and suspicious. You don't want to go to an environment like that. You want to go into the presence of great people who see the willingness. Some of them will even call you and say, this is what I have to share with you. What I've seen is that they are not many, but at least they are there. Some of them are there when their willingness to share the experiences with you so that you can also get to the next stage. You know, and I think that is what makes life fantastic. And every one of us has that opportunity to always extend that hand. And for me, that is what difference means. You know, so if you get the opportunity to become the president of an institution, of a country, CEO of a company, you make a difference in people's life. Not just about you and your salary and your all the things that they pay them. You know, and people are suffering. The jobs are not many, and yet you're laying people off and increasing the salary of those who are staying. I can't get it. You know, so that is what I've got to say. That make a conscious effort to make difference in people's life. It is the joy of life to know that you are bringing value to people, and it's a commitment, and it sees your personal difficulties, and that's how I think you serve God. You serve God by serving mankind. You know, so our environment and everything in it may be telling you just to focus on your family, but it makes a lot of difference to see that you can bring a difference. It's not just you're a journalist and you just take the camera and go and shoot all the wrong things. What are you doing to change them yourself? You know, what are you doing to change them yourself beyond what you do? So, and I think that's what African is. If you can have a lot of people who are just helping people beyond their family and seeing the duties and the problems as all our problems, you know, and sharing what you have to share, and writing what you have to write, make a difference, commit to that, and that's how life gets better, and that's how people get developed. You know, so my name is Obin Darko. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much.